the table.
No, we have no we have no bourbon on the table. That's a problem right there in itself.
So,
all right,
Whiskey Tango Charlie, welcome to the show. And today we're not going to talk about tasting. We're going to talk about the bourbon lifestyle and what this whole bourbon world has turned into, Charles.
hey, listen, right? It's turned into, in some ways, not so good with the secondary stuff and what goes on there with the overpricing of bottles. You know, you can't go get your own. You can't hardly go to your favorite store and pick up stuff the way you used to. But in a good way, this stuff is out there where nonprofit organizations are now putting together raffles, and they're able to raise money for their organizations. And you know, I got a friend of mine that we want to bring on the show in just a moment, and we're going to talk to Chris, and we'll talk about your opportunity to get your hands on some of these 50 bottles that they've got of some really, really cool stuff. So stick with us.
Unicorns are coming, boys. Charles, one of the most interesting things that I like about all these raffles that they have, a lot of these distilleries will save these unicorn bottles and give them to these nonprofits to raise funds.
Yeah, no, yep. And they're out there, and people want to do some good in the community. And so listen, folks, a few weeks ago, and Chris and I've been meaning to reach out to a friend of mine here. We're in the sort of similar organizations. He is part of a place in Illinois, and a drum and bugle corps, the Cavaliers, and I'm with the Carolina Crown. But what I found out was they put together this raffle of some of the most unique stuff out there in the market from bourbon perspective, and so I wanted to bring Chris on and help promote the raffle that's going on right now, and we still got time here. Closes out on September 30th, but this is a fundraising event, and he has acquired. And we talked last week about how he was able to acquire such a collection, but Chris Horowitz, board president with the Cavaliers, and Chris, great to have you on the show with us, and man, talk to us, man. What's going on up there?
It's great to be here. I appreciate the opportunity. It's good to kind of get back out of hiding again and get back on the road and go hunting some bourbons, as well as doing some drum corps that you and I both love.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we were looking at the collection that you have here, and this is just one picture of many of the bourbons that you have. But more importantly, let's talk about the organization and what you're raising the money for, Chris.
We've been around as a drum and bugle corps since back in 1948. We were founded in the Logan Square neighborhood of Chicago, and it was originally started as it was a Boy Scout troop that our founder was working with, and the guys in the Boy Scout troop were getting a little too old for campouts, so he was trying to keep them busy and keep them engaged. And they had gone to one of the big jamborees and said that they really enjoyed watching some of these groups that had drum and bugle corps. So they said, okay, well, let's get going. They started that up, got involved, found out how big of a subculture it was around the country. And then within the first 10 years, they were competitive and winning national championships. A few years later, I got involved in 1969. I started with the Cavaliers as a marching member. Marched through 1977, and then stayed engaged as a staff member, and then a volunteer, and all the way up until my son decided he wanted to follow in my footsteps and becoming a Cavalier, which he did in 2002. So filled a lot of roles, and as now a parent, and then eventually ended up on the board of directors and as president for the last 6 years. So it's been a pleasure and a joy, and we keep bumping heads with Carolina Crown and all the other drum corps, trying to be competitive and trying to win some championships. And in the meantime, giving these kids a fabulous experience. They're growing up. They're getting to meet lifelong friends. They're in this organization that's just so based on teamwork and discipline, and they're coming into this. In most cases, our groups are kind of in the college age, high school and college age, but it really kicks them off into the world. They're finishing up their educations and getting ready to start their careers, and they're going in so much more armed because of the different values and character improvements that they get as part of being with the drum corps.
Awesome. So what a lot of our listeners want to hear is, what kind of unicorns you got?
Well, I think you get the one picture there that shows a good sample of them. But we've got 50 bottles that we have collected, a total of 50 bottles in 10 collections, and that we put together, and they're really kind of unique. Each of them has their own character, and all of them would look great on anybody's shelf. The big one, of course, is that Holy Grail. The grand prize is 12 bottles, all from the Buffalo Trace Sazerac company. The lead of those is 6 bottles of the Van Winkle collection, including a 23-year-old Pappy Van Winkle. I just saw a survey online yesterday that said it is the best bourbon in the world, and it is the one the number one that you need on your bucket list, that you need to taste before you pass away. So that 23-year-old Pappy Van Winkle, it's a 20, a 15, a 13-year-old rye, a 12-year-old Lot B, a 10-year-old Van Winkle family reserve. So those are really kind of considered the holy grails. Putting those collections together was the most difficult of it. And as you guys had said, they get to be really rare. It's difficult to find these on the shelves anymore, and you have to have those relationships with either the distillery itself or with some shop owners who are generous and supportive of the charity auctions that we're trying to put together to raise money to keep our programs going.
Charles,
yeah, man.
So he's involved in DCI, the Drum Corps thing.
Drum Corps International.
Yeah,
yep.
And you're involved in Drum Corps.
Yeah.
How did he beat us? How did he beat you, not us?
Yeah, it's really, yeah. How did I not get this raffle out first? But it's okay. I'm here to support Chris. I want them to be successful. I want to, as we push this out. So Chris, tell me, how are our folks going to see this, hear about this raffle? How are they going to get to you to buy some tickets, right?
Well, the easiest way, of course, going online to www.cavaliers.org, and you get some more information and just click through. You can see all the samples, the individual pictures of the bottles, and then that'll take you right where you can buy some tickets. The tickets are it's a maximum of 2,500 tickets, no more than that sold. There's still plenty available. It's $100 per ticket, and it'll continue through September 30th. So on September 30th, Thursday, we'll close off the raffle at noon and do the drawing at 7 p.m. Central Time. We're based out of the Chicago area, so it'll be on Central Time, be 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And we'll do the drawing there and then start distributing out these collections.
Yeah. And really cool. Once I tell you, folks, once you go online and kind of look at this, so So Chris spoke to the grand prize, and who wouldn't want to win that? But I can tell you, when you look at the prize and the groupings, there's 9 other packages that they put together. So there's 10 winners total out of all the tickets sold, and I love the fact that it's not, I'm going to get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 tickets, whatever that is, and I'm one of 10,000 tickets or 20,000. It's 2,500 people that'll be max in this thing. So your odds are better, but the groupings that you put together with any one of those is well worth more than a single ticket, the chance to do that. So kudos to you and your organization for the way y'all group this. But again, here you want to go to the website. You want to go to their website, the Cavalier. So say it again, Chris.
It's www.cavaliers.org.
Go to there, hit that link, right, and then go peruse the bottles yourself, right?
Right off that main site, there'll be one click, and it'll get you to kind of the landing page that gives you the pictures of all the different collections and all the details on them. And I got to tell you, I had so much fun putting this together, and it was kind of interesting because when you look at most of the raffles that are out there, they of course have some really great grand prizes. But then you get to the second and third prizes and down the line, and they're collections of bottles, and they're very nice collections of bottles and rare. But there's really nothing kind of tying them together. In this case, we just had some fun coming up with some creative ways of or themes to these collections. So we've got. I found what was really fun. I found an old decanter online on Etsy. An old 1969 decanter from the Dant distillery in Louisville, Kentucky, that is in the shape of Mount Rushmore. And so it was just an old antique thing. And I had already had a bottle of Lincoln bourbon, which is from the Boundary Oaks distillery in Kentucky. And I thought, well, this is kind of cool. Why don't I build a collection based on the presidents around Mount Rushmore? So it was more of an adventure than I thought it was going to be. But I actually came across a great bottle of Jefferson's Presidential Select, coincidentally, 21 year aged in the barrel. That's a fabulous bottle. It isn't even they're not even doing the Presidential Select anymore. And we've got bottles representing Teddy Roosevelt, as well as a couple of bottles from Mount Vernon that are only sold in Mount Vernon, where of course, the President Washington's farm, and they're the same recipe that they were using back when he was still running the farm. Wow! After he was president, retired, and a nice bottle of the rye, the premium rye, and then also a bonus bottle in a pot still bottle shape of Washington's rum.
Wow. Awesome, Chris. We certainly appreciate you coming on the show and sharing this incredible raffle that you have, Charles.
Look, it is a great collection. Chris said he spent about a year pulling it all together and searching and picking it together. Folks, we really need you to, all of my bourbon folks that are following the Whiskey Tango Charlie, those that are, there's an opportunity here not only to potentially get some great bourbons on this raffle, but I can't even stress it, from supporting a youth organization that's done great things in the community up there and across. And these kids they're from all over. I can tell you, for the Cavaliers and so many in the drum corps or the DCI world, it's good stuff. We're helping kids to be successful. It's preparing them some lifelong skills. So go out, check out the website, www.cavaliers.org, right?
Yep.
Got it. Yeah. And then check out the collection. But hey, spend it, buy a ticket, folks. Get a chance to win, and look, support an organization that's out there doing some good in the community.
To the bourbon lifestyle, my friend.
Cool. Thanks, Chris.